Good morning, students. My name is Dr. Abhishek Kumar Mishra. I am Assistant Professor of Physics in Government Vishwanath Yadav Tamaskar Postgraduate Autonomous College, Durg, Chhattisgarh. Today, in this video lecture, I will explain different types of optical fiber communication system. The outline of my lecture is optical fiber, formation of optical fiber, types of optical fiber, properties of optical fiber, and different generation of optical communication system. Start with optical fiber. The frequency of fiber can be given by following formula. Putting value of C and lambda, we get the optical frequency is an order of 10 power 15 Hertz. So we can say that optical frequencies are very much higher frequency as compared to commercial radio waves and commercial microwaves. A light beam acting as a carrier wave is capable of carrying far more information in comparison to radio waves and microwaves. The discovery of laser and some experiments on the propagation of information carrying light source through the open atmosphere were carried out and make an efficient and dependable communication system. One could require a guiding medium in which the information carrying light waves could be transmitted. This guiding medium is the optical fiber, which is very thin and guides light from one place to another place. In addition to the capability of carrying a huge amount of information, fibers fabricated with recently developed technologies are characterized by extremely low losses, nearly 0.2 decibel per kilometer, as a consequence of which the distance between two consecutive repeaters can be as large as 250 kilometers. In recent time, it has been possible to send 140 megabytes per second through 270 kilometer link of any optical fiber technology. This is equivalent to 450,000 voice channels. In addition to the large distance communication system, optical fiber are also used for local area network. The following are main advantage of optical fiber system. First is attenuation in an optical fiber is lower than that of coaxial cable. The smaller size and lighter weight are very useful for handling electromagnetic waves generated from electrical disturbance or electrical noise. Do not interfere with light signals. No physical electrical connection is required between center and receiver. The fiber is much more reliable because it can better withstand with environmental conditions such as pollution, radiation, and salt produces. There is no process stop in optical fiber, hence transmission is more secure and private. The greater bandwidth and greater repeater spacing has also been found in optical fiber. The cost per channel is lower than that of an equivalent wire cable system. Formation of optical fiber. There are many different cable designs available today depending on configuration. The cable may include a core, a cladding, a protective tube, a polyurethane compound, and one or more protective jackets. The fiber cable consists of a core at the center and a cladding outside the core. The buffer jacket provides protection for the fiber from external mechanical influences that could cause fiber breakage or excessive optical attenuation. Surrounding the buffer jacket, there is a layer of strength members called Kevlar, which increase the tensile strength of cable. Again, an outer protective tube is filled with polyurethane which prevents moisture for coming into contact with fiber. The type of cable construction used depends on the performance requirements of the system and both the economic and environmental constraints. Optical fiber can be classified according to based on the material, based on the mode of transmission and based on index profile. According to based on material, they are of following three types: plastic core with plastic cladding, plastic core with glass cladding and glass core with glass cladding. Now, on the basis of mode of transmission, the optical fiber can be classified into single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber, while according to index profile, optical fiber can be given in two classes, that is step index fiber and graded index fiber. Based on material, optical fiber are of three types. The first type is plastic core with plastic cladding. In this type of fiber, cable have same material, so it is easy in production and less expensive and easy to install. Mostly used in short distance communication, having capability of 6 megabyte per second. The second type of fiber is glass core with plastic cladding, is having low signal loss and it is less affected by radiation. It is suitable for military applications. The third type of fiber is glass core with glass cladding. It is having lower signal loss than plastic cladding. Silica, it is more susceptible in radiation areas and losses signal. Based on mode of transmission, single mode fiber is having only one path for light, two paths. It has very small diameter of core, ranges from 7 to 10 micrometer. It has bandwidth up to 40 gigahertz, mostly used in long distance and low cost circuit like TV cable. In multimode fiber, light takes more than one path to travel. The core is having diameter of 20 to 100 micrometer. The multimode fiber can be used for medium distance communication and high bandwidth. Step index fiber have uniform refractive index of core. The core have bigger refractive index than cladding. The graph of radial distance versus refractive index seems like a step index fiber. In graded index fiber, core have non-uniform refractive index and refractive index is highest at center and decreases till end of core as shown in the figure. Optical fiber is mostly used in communication. It is used in Wi-Fi router, landline phone and server connector. A single optical fiber can carry over 30 lakh full duplex voice calls or 90,000 TV channels. So it is used in broad bandwidth. Optical fiber is also used in military application for making military equipment and weapons. It is also used to make antenna to communicate in far areas. Most of sensors are made from optical fiber. Optical fiber is also used for making metal detectors. Optical fiber is used to make lamps, decorative applications, art, toys, microscope and outer body of devices. Many medical devices are made from optical fiber. There are many properties of optical fiber like acceptance angle, numerical aperture, attenuation, dispersion, bandwidth parameter, fiber strength, rise time. Aperture is defined as maximum acceptance angle to allow and transmit light by an optical fiber. Multimode fibers allow propagation of more than 100 modes through them. The factors deciding the number of modes that can be traveled through multimode fiber are core diameter and numerical aperture. Having large core size and higher value of numerical aperture have many advantages. Light beam can be launched into multimode fiber more easily. Larger numerical aperture and core may have easy splicing. Now, to derive the formula for numerical aperture, first we consider an optical fiber having refractive index core is N1 and refractive index of cladding is N2. This is core and this is cladding. Consider a light is incident on the axis of fiber at an angle θ1. Let the refractive index of this medium is N0. At this point, it suffers refraction, goes towards this side and then reflected. So, here is coming from light, this is refraction and that is reflection. At this point, if we draw a perpendicular, then A, B, C. This is the angle of refraction. Consider it is θ2 and that is angle of reflection phi. Now, using Snell's law, NO sin θ1 equal to N1 sin θ2. From this triangle, in triangle ABC, θ2 plus phi equal to 90 over pi by 2. So, value of θ2 can be pi by 2 minus phi. Putting this value in this equation, we get NO sin θ1 equal to N1 sin pi by 2 minus phi. Sin 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. Therefore, this becomes N1 cos phi. Now, when this angle is equal to acceptance angle, then total internal reflection phenomena occurs. Therefore, phi is equal to critical angle. In that condition, we can write θ1 approaches to θ A, that is acceptance angle, phi becomes phi C critical angle. So, putting these values in this equation, we get NO sin θ A equal to N1 sin cos phi C. Now, at this boundary, we use Snell's law again, which means sin phi C equal to N2 upon N1. Then cos theta, cos phi C can be written as 1 minus sin square phi C, and therefore we get sin theta A equal to N1 1 minus sin square phi C, Putting value of sin square phi c, we get 1 minus n2 upon n1 square. Solving this, we get under root n1 square minus n2 square upon n1 square. From the can be cancelled out, therefore we get n1 square minus n2 square power 1 by 2. The left hand side of this equation means NO sin theta A is called numerical aperture, written as NA equal to n1 square minus n2 square power 1 by 2. Here n1 represents refractive index of core and n2 represents refractive index of cladding. If we define a relative refractive index difference delta equal to n1 square minus n2 square upon 2n1 square, then from this equation n1 square minus n2 square can be written as 2n1 square delta. So put this value, we get numerical aperture equal to 2n1 square delta power 1 by 2 or n1 2 delta power 1 by 2. This is also formula for numerical aperture in terms of relative refractive index difference. Again, if we consider delta equal to n1 square minus n2 square upon 2 n1 square can be written as n1 plus n2 into n1 minus n2 upon 2 n1 square. n1 is approximately equal to n2, then delta can be written as n1 plus n2 means 2n1, and this cancel out from numerator, we get n1 minus n2 upon this is relative refractive index difference. For short communication system, the value of numerical aperture should be 0.3 to 0.5, and for long communication system, the numerical aperture value should be 0.1 to 0.3. Attenuation in optical fiber is power loss taking place inside fiber optic cable. Because of this loss, the amplitude gets reduced. Attenuation in optical fiber is of following three types. In intrinsic loss, when light rays are transmitted inside the fiber optic cable at the boundary of core cladding layer, then this reduces the power contained in the signal. When there is change in refractive index of medium, then bending of light rays takes place, giving rise to Fresnel loss. The Rayleigh scattering loss arises due to molecular structure of material. If imperfections are present, then it will cause the losses in signal. The graph represents variation of loss with wavelength. Here, loss is represented in decibel per kilometer, while wavelength is represented in micrometer. Dispersion in optical fiber is related with difference between transit time of signals arriving at the output. It takes place because of widening, straightening of light rays taking place inside fiber optic cable. It is of two types, intermodal dispersion and intramodal dispersion. Intermodal dispersion is also called multimode dispersion. In this dispersion, if two light rays having same frequency follow different paths, then these light rays appear at different time. The light rays which are traveling along the central axis reaches ahead, while light rays traveling along off axis will reach later. This will increase the width of pulse. So sometimes this is also called pulse dispersion. Intermodal dispersion depends upon following factors: material dispersion, waveguide dispersion, and cross product dispersion. In material dispersion depends upon material used to manufacture. Many times core and cladding are not made from same material, but certain doping is done in cladding layer. Due to this reason, changes in refractive index in core are not same. This gives rise to material dispersion. Waveguide dispersion is related with bandwidth and waveguide confinement. The change in optical frequency, the group velocity also changes. Therefore, time required for each signal appear at the output will be different, giving rise to waveguide dispersion. In cross product dispersion, if different materials are used for core and cladding, then leakage of optical energy takes place, giving rise to cross product dispersion. The manufacturer of optical fiber cable provides a graph between attenuation and wavelength. In this graph, attenuation is represented in decibel per meter, while wavelength is taken in micrometer. Every optical fiber cable has a critical value called as fiber strength. If applied stress gets increased beyond this value, then flaws are created in the optical fiber. The value of maximum local stress is given by following equation. In this equation, sigma p represents applied stress, small d represents depth of flaws or cracks, and r is radius of fiber. Rise time is related with dispersion properties of fiber optic cable. The total rise time depends upon rise time due to intermodal dispersion, due to material dispersion, and due to other dispersion factors. The total rise time can be given by following equation. The next is optical fiber communication system. The communication is transferring of information from one place to other place. To communicate over a long distance, communication systems are required. In these communications, information is being transferred over the wide distance range by the process of modulation. In modulation process, information is carried by high frequency electromagnetic waves. These waves are called carrier waves. In optical fiber communication system, the visual optical carrier waves are required. These waves are of high frequencies having frequency around 100 terahertz. In 1970, fiber optic communication revolutionized with the invention of laser diodes. In 1975, first commercial optical fiber communication systems was developed which used semiconductor laser as optical source at a wavelength of 0.8 micrometer. Then in 1980, commercial multi-mode fibers was operated at 1.3 micrometer wavelength by using laser diode as optical source. Figure shows the block diagram of optical fiber communication system. The information is transmitted in digital or analog form. The information at the source is in electrical form. At the optical source, electrical signal is converted into optical signal. The optical source at the transmitter side can be laser diode or a LED. Now optical signal is transmitted through fiber. At the receiver end, the optical signal is converted back to electrical form using an optical detector. The optical detector can be a PN junction diode, a PIN diode, or an avalanche diode. Optical detection provides the optical electrical conversion. In optical fiber communication, signal is in optical form and transmitted through the glass fiber. The optical fiber communication system has many advantages over the conventional communication system, in which electrical signals travel through the copper wires. As the signal travels in optical form and signal remains confined to glass fiber, optical fiber communication system becomes secured. The range of optical carriers is in terahertz region, which is very high bandwidth as compared to radio and microwave communication system. In optical fiber communication system, signal attenuation is very small as compared to signal propagating through cables. The added advantages of optical fiber is its small size and weight, as fiber is made up of glass or plastic, and diameter of fiber is as small as a single strand of hair. There are following generations of optical fiber communication system. Fiber optical communication system are 6 generations, which are given below. First generation fiber optical communication system was implemented in 1980. The bit rate was 45 megabyte per second. The repeater spacing was 10 kilometer. The operating wavelength was 0.8 micrometer. The semiconductor used for this communication system was gallium arsenide. In this generation, fiber loss at that wavelength was close to 3 decibel per kilometer. Therefore, optical signal needed to regenerate every 10 kilometer. This can be done by using repeaters. This may sound like a major limitation, but it was better than coaxial cable technology that required regeneration every kilometer. The next generation fiber optical communication system was implemented in 1985. In this communication system, bit rate was 100 megabyte per second to 1.7 gigabyte per second. The repeater spacing was 50 kilometer and operating wavelength was 1.3 micrometer. The semiconductor used for this communication system was gallium arsenide phosphorus. In second generation, the bit rate was initially limited to 100 megabyte per second because of dispersion in multi-mode fibers. This was overcome by using single mode fibers. In 1981, an experimental demonstrated transmission of 2 gigabyte per second over 44 kilometer of single mode fiber. The third generation fiber optical communication system was developed by using single mode lasers. This communication system was implemented in 1990. The bit rate was 10 gigabyte per second. The repeater spacing was 100 kilometer. The operating wavelength was 1.55 micrometer. The best performance was achieved using dispersion shifted fibers in combination with lasers oscillatory in a single longitudinal mode. A relatively large repeater spacing reduced the need of regeneration. However, economic pressures demanded further increase in its value up to 100 km. The next generation fiber optical communication system was developed by using optical amplifiers. This was implemented in 1996. The bit rate was 10 terabyte per second. Repeater spacing is much greater than 10,000 km. The operating wavelength was 1.45 micrometer to 1.62 micrometer. The attention of system designers shifted towards using three new ideas: periodic optical amplification for managing fiber losses, periodic dispersion compensation for managing fiber dispersion, and WDM, that is wavelength division multiplexing techniques, or it is also called enhancing system capacity. In most wavelength division multiplexing systems, fiber losses are compensated periodically by using erbium doped fiber amplifier spaced 60 to 80 km apart. In 2001, 11 terabyte per second experiment in which 273 channels, each operating at 40 gigabyte per second, were transmitted over a distance of 117 km. The fifth generation fiber optical communication system was developed by using phenomena of Raman amplification. This communication system was implemented in 2002. The bit rate was 40 gigabyte per second to 160 gigabyte per second. The repeater spacing was 24,000 km to 35,000 km. The operating wavelength was 1.53 micrometer to 1.74 micrometer. The focus of fifth generation systems was on making the wavelength division multiplexing systems more efficient spectrally. This was accomplished by reviving the coherent detection scheme that was studied in late 1980s but abandoned soon after fiber-based optical amplifiers became available. A new record was set in 2011 when 64 terabyte per second transmission was realized over 320 km of a single mode fiber using 640 wavelength division multiplexing channels. As the capacity of wavelength division multiplexing systems approached to 10 terabyte per second, indicating that 10 trillion bit could be transmitted each second over a single piece of optical fiber, a single mode inside its tiny core. In 2012, experiment on space division multiplexing was used to demonstrate data transmission at 1000 terabyte per second by employing a 12-core fiber. Each fiber core carried 222 wavelength division multiplexing channels, and each wavelength transmitted at 380 gigabyte per second bit stream over a 52 km long multi-core fiber having spectral efficiency 7.6 bit per second per hertz. The next topic is worldwide fiber optic communication network. As the advent of internet in 1990s made it necessary to develop a worldwide network capable of connecting all computers in transparent manner. The first such cable was installed in 1988 across Atlantic Ocean, but it was designed to operate at only 280 megabyte per second by using second generation technology. Such network required deployment of fiber-based submarine cables across all oceans. This table shows high-capacity submarines fiber optic system. In this table, the year, manufacturing year, capacity and length was given. Dear students, in this video lecture, I have explained the properties of fiber, types of fiber, along with optical fiber communication system. Hope you will understand and also benefited by this video lecture. Thank you.